Alright, this is Apocalypse Radio with your DJ Wags over here on the Alpha Omega Podcast Network. Today we're going to talk about the 5-letter dark arts called DARPA, or DARCA, as I like to refer to it. DARCA, bridging the gap, powered by ideas. Oh yeah, they are. Let's take a look at some of their logos. By the way, DARCA used to be ARPA, ARPA, Advanced Research, etc. Doesn't matter. It's not what they're doing. They are, but they're not doing it for your cause. But then they added the D for the demon. See, demon ARPA, DARPA. See how that work? Or DARPA for DARCA, Dark Arts, PA. So now that you know, that's a quick rundown, long story longer. That's who your dark arts is, by the way. And officially in Wikipedia, because it's so reliable, this article is about the U.S. Military Research Agency. For other uses, DARPA disambiguation. The Defense Advanced Research Projects, DARPA, is research and development agency of the U.S. Dark Arts Division, or Demon Division. Originally known as the Advanced Research Projects Agency, or ARPA, like I just said. The agency was created on February 7, 1958 by Dwight D. Eisenhower in response to the dark arts, military industrial complex, the MIC. I can make shit up just like Wikipedia, but that's real. I'm telling you real shit where they just jerk you up. So why am I bringing this up? Hang on, let's see. Hang on, wait a second here. Hang on. Which screen was I on? Stand by. All right, here we go. We're over here with the DARCA representative.
DARPA calls it transhumanism, military transhumanism. But in an interesting way, this is actually part and parcel of the whole movement towards robotics. It's not only making individual warfighters comfortable with robots, it's this idea of coupling man and machine and merging humans and machine.
There's a phrase in that book, the Bible, and it says mixing clay with what? Right? That's what this is, by the way. D for demon, like I said. Because if you want to be if you talk about God, there's supposedly, their theory is he's omnipresent. And then his adversary, which is your dark arts, he's not, but would like to be. How would you do that? You'd put a cell phone, a smartphone, a thermostat, a smart washing machine with 60 gigahertz microchips on it, or not 60 gigahertz actual micromillimeter chips, I should say, frequency. That's radar. That reads your heart rate, your EKG, your ECG. It reads your thoughts. It can make pictures of your brain. That's a true story. Look it up. Well, why would you need that? Google just announced. Google, also dark arts, same assholes own it. They're all tied together. If you think none of this is alphabet, go kiss my ass. Because you could look up the day it was invented. The one, was it Facebook? February, what do you call it? Coming up, the holiday, Valentine's Day. What was it, 2012, 11, something like that? Dark Arts shut down. DARPA shut down their Facebook, the same one. And the same day, a new company popped up, Facebook. Twitter's the same thing. You think Elon owns that garbage? Kiss my ass. But anyways, my point is, you all look at this resetting again. Look at this. Hang on. This is unbelievable. I got to play this through. Hang on. Look at this garbage. I've never had Twitter do this to me.
Military transhumanism. But in an interesting way, this is actually part and parcel of the whole movement towards robotics. It's not only making individual warfighters comfortable with robots, it's this idea of coupling man and machine and merging humans and machine. And DARPA is doing that with programs now with what they call biohybrids, which people might call cyborgs. They're able to actually control a rat through a labyrinth remotely because they've implanted electrodes in its brain.
Wait, isn't somebody else doing that? Elon? And now That Amazon cuck demon, and so is Billy the Goats. He just started his own business too, putting this garbage in your brain. That's weird.
You can do the same with a moth. DARPA in 2014 created a steerable moth by...
When people tell you that birds aren't real, and they made fun of that, that was the CIA doing a psyop. But they've been flying moths since 2014, assholes. Wake the fuck up.
Inserting electrodes in the pupa stage of the moth, which then transformed. The wings came out, and this part of the machinery is now part of the animal system. DARPA is able to steer a moth.
Oh, I bet they do more than steer it since 2014.
DARPA calls it transhumanism, military transhumanism. But in an interesting way, this is actually part and parcel of the whole movement towards robotics. It's not... not only making individual warfighters comfortable with robots, it's this idea of coupling man and machine.
Yeah, that's in the Bible, just so you know. Like, Darka's in the Bible. See how that works? They love us. So check this out. Speaking of Darka, see that thing in the sky, that doohickey, the stripe? They call them snots. I call them boogers. The boogers sliding across the sky that you are told is water. It's not. It's brown, sometimes black. It can go from your horizon to horizon. I just taped it the other day. They're making the dark arts symbol just right in your face. Like, but anyways, like besides that, DARPA on January 4th, you go listen to JW, his website. I'll put a link if I can remember. But he's doing a lot of DARPA mixed with HAARP. Google that, HAARP, Alaska. They just went undercover January 4th. Anytime after the 4th, they're doing some doohicking with frequency. See how that works? Stand by, I got to get this out the screen. So check this out, and I'm not saying this is dark arts, but somehow these little, they look like, I'll just let this play in the background. This is that candy that comes in gold wrappers. I think a good friend of mine eats this garbage. Anyways, those truffles, they look at the garbage inside that's alive, like, and it looks like nanofibers or something, which I can't say. I'm not a gynecologist yet, but watch this garbage. Now, I was just saying, DARPA and HAARP are doing a joint where you have to have top secret or higher clearance to know the test results of a test they can't tell us publicly, but they said they're doing it, but you don't know what it is. Okay, now look around this screen here. Like, I can't say what this is because then it'd be some kind of misinformation, but you're going to start seeing little wormies growing around here, like, that they kind of classify as parasite-looking doohickeys. It looks similar to the stuff that's being found in some people's iron-filled cells that carry blood in your body. I don't know what that is, like, or oxygen. I mean, in your body said the word blood. Look at these specks of black dust, and then look at the worm moving around. See how that works? Oh my! Some kind of parasite. So that could be a parasite, but what are the... What's it? Oh god, this is so gross. Like they said, you'll be eating bugs or something, like one way or the other. Look at the black specks all over this garbage. Is that the bug's poop? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. You tell me. Stand by. Like, oh, back to the dark arts. Like, let me go find his video so you know what I'm talking about. Stand by. Okay, I'm gonna give a shout out here. This channel is called JWTV down here in the bottom left corner, okay? He's got a tag already. See this high frequency active auroral research program. That's HARP. I just tried to explain to you, okay? So this is his channel. He's doing a lot of good digging on this garbage. It shows you the documents and the top secret shit that was released, etc. Good channel. But anyways, let's see what HARP has got to do and say. You need to hear this. So due respect to this channel for digging this garbage. I did this shit back in 2017. I can't find my files and everything has been popped.
But all this has changed dramatically with the U.S. military's secretive research and plans to control the planet's natural weather. This has not been given very much press, The Air Force is on record as saying, quote, they want to control the weather by 2025, and we are not talking about just seeding the clouds for rain. Weather modification means, quote, any activity performed with the intention of producing artificial changes in the composition, behavior, or dynamics of the atmosphere.
Alright, this is his channel. I don't want to take his content when he speaks. Go listen to what he's got to say. This guy sees patterns like I do, and he likes digging into this shit. I'm just going to play one more section just so in case you don't go over there. But go over there and watch the right. He's got 11 minutes. He does live stream, but he cuts them short like this. You got to see this channel. Like
several FAA initiatives to make to separate the two airspaces and make it safe. Okay, getting near the end of my talk here, this is HAARP, the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. It's located at mile 11 and a half off the Tok Highway in Kokona. It's a large ham radio. It's the largest, most powerful ham radio in the world. It was built by the Department of Defense about 20 years ago for about $300 million. The Air Force decided they didn't want it anymore.
Did they? Watch this.
So instead of destroying...
And by the way, this is the guy that's the representative from the University of Alaska that was accepting the keys or whatever, the ceremony when they reopened HAARP under Alaska's command now of the university. You're going to find out DARPA is very involved. Watch this.
Destroying it, they gave it to the university. They gave it to the GI. It's powered by these 5 tugboat generators, pretty loud. These can generate 4,000 horsepower each. This is, like I said, the most powerful transmitter in the world. And we can do a number of things in the upper atmosphere. General Masiello gave it to the Chancellor, Brian Rogers, back in 2015, the key to the facility, ownership. Took us about a year and a half to get it operational, but we carried out some campaigns. This is an experiment that Chris Fallon did, where he can use HAARP to generate artificial aurora. This is kind of...
They're creating an artificial aurora. For those that don't understand what that means, when you see the northern lights from Alaska, upper Michigan sometime, they can aim any part of the world and make it look like the aurora. That's what they're talking about. By the way, for another good friend of mine, it's called Frequency, by the way.
And created aurora. Ham operators can pick this up. Canadians have actually come down to HAARP, and working with Jessica Matthews, they've used this same technique to take art and imagery and transmit it out into the ionosphere and off the ionosphere, bouncing around the world. This is an NRL scientist, Paul Bernhard, who came in last summer and placed a bunch of antennas, about 26 antennas at Delta Junction. You can see them in a row. They're actually relayed in an X. He was using HAARP as an over-the-horizon radar facility to bounce HF off of the ionosphere and collect it at these antennas. His idea is to use these receivers, to use HAARP as a transmitter to map out big areas of land for over-the-horizon radar. HAARP is very powerful. It's very capable. Most of the work I mentioned has been GI and not Naval Research Laboratory. But January 1st, Paul Bernhardt retired from the Naval Research Laboratory and became a GI professor. So Paul is now one of our guys.
DARPA, you said DARPA at the bottom.
Alright, and like I said, go to his channel for the rest of this. There's another 10 minutes almost, or 6 more minutes, but you got to hear his commentary, and he reads some other file. I don't want to take up all his channel, but there's some real stuff happening, and what he's going to tell you in the video here is they're flickering the lights, let's call it. Remember how those kids were having seizures from those cartoons or whatever? This experiment that they're going to do is most likely to do with that. And remember, you got all these new purple lights everywhere, which is almost in what is in the 800 gigahertz or terahertz. I mean, 800 terahertz, not gigahertz, 800 terahertz frequency range. There's security cameras that could see through clothing, cars, etc. The same, similar technology, micromillimeter that they use to scan semis. at like checkpoints, for the border or whatever they do, like looking for whatever's on it coming across. They could do that now from, in theory, we'll call it, from a traffic light or the Home Depot Garden Center, or when you walk into Walmart, there's a little antenna there. Like, but the point is, and I'm gonna go back and do a video coming up here. I just went through one of our traffic circles, and there's another brand new one about to be installed. So I'm going to be documenting one. They're surveying it right now. I'm going to have it from the beginning to the end. It is garbage. It's a three-way intersection, by the way, that they're putting another traffic. So the second three-way intersection near me, with a three-way intersection with a complete roundabout or checkpoint, whatever the military is going to use it for. Like, there's a reason they're telling these towns, this is so cute. It's very expensive to tear up and duty go look how much your towns are spending on putting instead of stop signs or even a red light. A red light would be a lot cheaper than building an island and then making all that cement round, and usually it's fancy in the middle, and then at the entrance point of each side there's always a purple light, just by coincidence. But I noticed yesterday morning the purple lights, it was just getting to be daylight, but the purple lights were yellow yesterday morning, and I need to let him know that, like, because today they're not yellow. So whatever happened yesterday, and I should have taken a picture. I was at the gas station, and their lights were even the one I always go to with the purple lights. Only at the light, the rest of their lights are normal. So anybody out there that had purple lights that noticed yesterday morning were not. That would tie into this gentleman's video, what he just talked about a top secret experiment that was going to commence anytime from January 4th. We're at the 24th now. So this would have been January 23, 123, by the way. These guys are into their dark arts and their numbers. I think it was a new moon, by the way. And the purple all ties into their other garbage. But that's a frequency. And I've showed you, maybe I'll link it here, the videos I've done on the gas station, new pumps, with the purple light that scans your blood vessels or not. Shout out to this channel, man. He's the one of the few left that I could find that could talk just like, that sees what, it just is what it is. Godspeed, everybody. This is getting creepy.